Yo, spooky party people, I'm Markimus Prime, and we're here with Sherlock Holmes, The Awakened. A mystery game set with eldritch horrors. Kinda curious how this is gonna go. Sherlock is afraid of water. If he falls in, he'll black out. I'm not that... I thought I was pretty up on the Sherlock Holmes mythos and Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's work. I didn't know that Sherlock couldn't swim or was afraid of the water. I mean, he could be. It actually could be a thing. I'm really not sure. I'm questioning myself. I'm questioning everything I know about Sherlock Holmes now. I think I know more than about Conan Edogawa. Oh. The shadow over London. Of course it's Baker Street. Starts off in Baker Street all the time. What was it? 22B? No, one. What's Sherlock Holmes' apartment number? It's like famous. On Baker Street. Of course. There's Watson, I believe.
Dr. Watson, would you kindly close the door behind you so that we can limit the price of your carelessness to merely hours of work rather than days?
My apologies, Mr. Holmes. I found myself rather taken aback.
What just happened?
I saw tidier houses in war-torn Afghanistan. Are those my surgical needles?
I ran out of tacks and the matter required immediate attention.
Was that my supper?
Plainly not, for I was the one who ate it.
I set it aside for this evening.
And for that I am grateful.
Is that my bed?
Great, Sherlock.
Watson, since you've proven yourself a master of observation, might I ask you to apply your skills to a more pertinent question? Namely, the whereabouts of today's newspapers. They are the key to everything. The newsboy is usually reliable.
Medically speaking, I often
Sherlock Holmes is kind of a dick.
In a bed. Your papers are here on the table.
Good.
Let us see what the postman brought today.
I didn't... well, I don't know why I thought this would be more just, visual novel style-ish. Oh. Hold to inspect. London Advertiser, September 28th, 1882. Some 100 years before I was ever born. Tensions between England and Sweden are running high after a series of unfortunate mishaps. During a recent visit to London by Swedish Princess Hildur. Hildur? I don't know Swedish or pronunciations. Chief among the scandals was the embarrassment of the British diplomatic corps as a result of the unexplained disappearance of Princess Hildur's personal bodyguard. The longtime member of her inner circle took the opportunity to explore London while off duty and never returned from his late night promenade. A spokesman for the police assures the Advertiser that they are confident the bodyguard will be located, as he is a striking representative of the Scandinavian people. A man like that gets noticed, whether by his peers at the gentlemen clubs or the fair nightingales who comfort them. So I'm guessing he's handsome, blonde,
But it's uninteresting.
and some. Okay, so if it highlights, I can investigate it. Okay.
Your order from Barnes' bookshop has arrived, Doctor.
Barnes insists on delivering the books to our door, even though we could easily walk to his shop. That's good service.
Okay. Vogel? Vogel. Okay, news. I'm gonna guess this newspaper. No. Oh, interesting. So that's an inspection point? There's one more clue that I've apparently suss out.
Another letter from Werner. I never
Werner
reply, but they
Vogel.
keep coming.
Vagel? Bagel.
I don't see the Strand. Where is it?
Pardon me?
I am on the precipice of uncovering a pattern of crime across London spanning many months and involving many men. The missing paper cannot be a coincidence.
That's preposterous.
My dear fellow, life is infinitely stranger than anything which the mind of man can invent.
Well,
Okay.
life used your newspaper to wipe its posterior, so after that unpleasant discovery...
That's the most proper way to say something. Wipe their ass with
But
it.
in lieu of the Strand, perhaps I can deliver you something equally tantalizing. I have just returned from a patient of mine, Captain Stemwick, who...
No, that will not do. Grab your coat, Dr. Watson. Let us hope nobody has collected the dustbin.
Is he? Wait, did he grab that hat? The famous hat that he didn't actually wear? Because wasn't that like a duck hunting hat? Actually, also, he wasn't actually a person. He was a fictional character. It's rainy today. Why not dress in something more appropriate for the weather? Open the casebook, navigate to the wardrobe, and put on a hat. Will this be actually very relevant? The deerstalker hat. Men's fez. Fezes are cool. A little Matt Smith. 11th Doctor. I like that you can change your outfit. I have no idea what's gonna... Does this come into a play, you know? Casual detective, bureaucrat. Cool and warm. I mean, yeah, why not? I can go for... Might as well beat up. Oh, this is Watson. We can dress Watson for some reason. I don't think me and Watson should wear matching hats. I'm Abraham Lincoln. Good enough. Can I disguise myself? There didn't look like many disguises in there. Nothing that would really hide my face. Sherlock writes everything down. Check the casebook. You might have missed something. 221B. Okay. Where am I going? I forgot. Oh, okay, there's casebook. The Strand. Is there a map? Hey, how's it going? I shall check that out tomorrow, or later, whenever he posts the video for his. I'm fighting against I'm playing VTubers. Video comes out. What is this? Is that the Mind Palace? That's a creepy looking Mind Palace. Okay. The Strand is missing from the Morning Post. Watson disposed of it outside. There's a chance it is still in the dustbin.
The dustbin is yours for the digging, Mr. Holmes.
Which one's the dustbin? That's a mailbox. Oh. What is that? Is that porcupine needle? Is that the
You are
Strand?
mistaken, Dr. Watson. The paper was indeed dirtied, but not how you implied. It's potting soil.
The only other thing is this porcupine needle. Or this needle of some kind.
A cactus spine. If it
Cactus
gets in your
spine.
skin, it's awfully tricky to remove, and when laced with poison, the perfect assassination tool. See, Watson? The
Accurate.
conspiracy
Okay.
is real. Someone tried to poison me.
Poison? You? That's madness.
Well, no, that's not madness. Just, you know, other things that might be more intelligible. Now what? Why do I have to run?
Get the Strand. Get your copy of the Strand here.
No. Yes,
Sorry,
boy.
Mr. Holmes. I just sold my last paper.
But you were just calling out for
Then
them.
why are you still here?
Boss pays by the hour.
Yeah.
No sense in returning early.
Okay.
You're a bright child. I presume you see everything that goes on around here?
Nothing gets past me, mister.
Then tell me.
He looks very old for a
Anyone
child
suspicious
there.
at my door this morning?
Like the man with your newspaper?
Precisely.
Hmm.
What do you know?
I know the value of a shilling.
Dr. Watson,
Pay the
Cool, now I can
man.
take the day off.
Okay. What did he do with the paper?
see what he was up to.
Nah, not really. I saw him approaching your house, but I had a customer. Then there's a loud bang. I ducked down. Not because I was scared, because I wasn't. I had to protect
Sure
the
you were.
merchandise, and all I could see was him kneeling at your door.
Can you describe the man you saw?
He was carrying a lot of books. Up to his chin they were.
Never heard of a well-read assassin.
Looks can deceive.
It must be the guy
Let's
from the
take the
bookstore.
disguises. Which way did he go?
Not sure. I was distracted by customers.
Was it
Sorry.
Vogel?
All right.
No.
Your shilling. That'll be all.
Thanks, Mr. Holmes. Maybe I could be your eyes and ears, if you have more shillings.
Yeah, sure. We'll have more shillings. Mine Palace. Very weird. Oh, Barnes. Can't blame me, horses. Child doing in the run. Well, Mr. Caboose, I'm gonna tell you right now, that child right there's in the living. As many people should. No. Okay. Is this Strand? Is this Strand type of game? Could be. It could be. Among our morning deliveries is a book for Watson. It was Mr. Barnes, the bookseller, who prefers to do deliveries himself. Attached to the books is Barnes' business card, which includes the address of his store just around the corner. I don't know what kind of accent that is, to be honest. It almost sounds like I'm trying to be Australian. and
Get
trying
the
to be
Strand.
Cockney,
Get your copy of the Strand here.
which do not, that doesn't work. Get your copy of the Strand here. God blimey. That sounded more like the stereotypical Australian. This is Japanese embassy here. What is this? Stenwick's Manor. Do I have a map? I do. I have a map. But it doesn't tell me jack shit unless I've been there. Okay. How you doing, Caboose? How's your day finding you? What? That's not a bookstore. This is the bookstore? Gaslight. We're not gaslighting, are we? That's bad. What keeps disconnecting? Okay. Jesus. Mr. Barnes is involved in the scheme. What are you doing, computer? Supposed to be just charging. The newsboy said the suspicious man was carrying a stack of books, and this morning Mr. Barnes, the local bookseller, he's not a photographer. That doesn't exist yet. Delivered a novel for Dr. Watson. A cactus spine for assassination, a loud bang, a visit to Mr. Barnes is in order. Oh, he's doing a Rate the Supers? I can't wait to see his Rate the Supers then tomorrow. Hey.
Come now, Mr. Holmes. Murder? Yes, Barnes has his quirks, but he also has his scruples.
You can pin evidence for quick access to the information, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Where's the books? Is this the bookstore? That's the Gaslight. Oh. Here we are. It's quite the tutorial.
Do you even have enemies that would want to kill you? Okay, perhaps from Cordona.
Oh, that's Watson. Guess we're observing. Bond's books say bags under his eyes. The effects of overwork. Let me see more about him. Let me look at you. What's with the yellow under your freaking finger? There. Oh. Ink. Newspaper ink. Leans heavily on his right leg. Sore left leg. Ah, your shoe. High heels. Wants to look taller. Wait, what? Mr. Barnes has developed a limp and has large bags under his eyes, the result of long hours of intense work. He is not very confident and tries to appear taller by wearing high heels. It seems likely that such a person would be involved in a murder plot. Unlikely. Not likely. He is not likely to be part of a murder plot. Even if the ink on his hands suggests he is the one who soiled the newspaper. Nevertheless, Mr. Barnes could still be a pawn in a bigger plan without his knowledge. He's a blackmail victim, but he's also a workaholic. Mr. Barnes has large black bags under his eyes. The result of poor sleep and stress. He has developed a limp, likely the result of an attack. He wears high heels to look taller or stronger, presumably to deter future violence. Mr. Barnes is being threatened by someone and might be involved in a plot against me. No, I think he's just a workaholic. I like this. This is kind of cool. We get to decide what we think of him. He's a workaholic. Mr. Barnes has developed a limp. But, oh, interesting. So we can either be a high-functioning sociopath that's paranoid, or, you know, a normal person.
Mr. Barnes, a word. Oh, for goodness sake.
Why? Is he actually... Wait a minute, was I wrong?
Who goes there?
Sherlock Holmes. Now will you please...
Mr. Holmes. Golly, I did not see you come in.
Would you
I
care
just talked to
answer some
you.
questions for me?
Well, I wish I could, but I am deep in the weeds with work. How about we reschedule in a month or two?
Are
Come
you...
now, Mr. Barnes.
Is this just because you
Only
threw
take a
away my
moment.
newspaper?
Really deep in the weeds with important.
Why is he avoiding us so
Well, help
much?
yourself to any book. Just take it and pay later. I trust you, Mr. Holmes.
Did we do something to
Holmes
him?
doesn't seem like himself. Why is he acting this way?
You're asking the right questions, Doctor. Let's find a way to coax him out.
Maybe he is involved in being blackmailed. Okay. Ah, we have senses. Zoom. Hello, doggy. I heard
So,
you.
Barnes has a dog now. Who's a good boy?
Oh. Hold on. I did see a difficulty settings thing. So, you know, let's go master of the deduction. Mycroft. I know who Mycroft is. It's his brother. Okay. Oh, interesting.
I could hardly imagine anything more macabre.
We can't highlight in a highly difficult mode. A catalog of exotic plants on Barnes's counter. The name of the catalog reads Everlasting Plants for an Everlasting Love. Okay. What else you got here? Stack of
Basics
books
of
is interesting.
cryptoanalysis. Cryptography in Egypt. It appears Barnes has an interesting hobby.
It does appear Bonds has an interesting hobby. Hmm. Okay, wait. We still have Sherlock sense.
An improvised stand, but it does make the flowers more visible.
But they're kind of
In
dead.
the language of Mycroft's secret agents, it's a sign. Dried flowers are replaced when the job is done. I wonder who the recipient is.
Oh, I can move. Only back and forth.
The finest view London has to offer.
Can I change how I see Barnes? No. We know about this. Interesting. So this is like how we decide what's important. That's right. No. Oh, interesting. Wait, what? I have not found everything yet. The dead flowers on display is right. Holmes.
Barnes has always been a
Watson.
little odd, but this is uncharacteristic even for him.
Anything else of interest?
Apologies, but I can't hear you. Please come back later.
The ladder is broken, recently, judging by the freshness of the wood.
It's not document, that's observation.
We're looking for a cactus needle in a haystack. A spine in a book stack? No, come on, Watson, think.
Yes, being more clever, Watson. I really need your razor sharp wit on this one. Can I... Am I... Okay. There's a document I'm missing. Hi.
The weather is dreary, isn't it?
Hello
To be fair, my
there.
flowers could use
What's
a
your
rainfall.
name?
Lily. I know, not very original.
Encouraging people to stop and smell the roses?
Our national
Oh,
anthem. God save the Queen.
right. Cactus. It must have a missing knee. Oh, it's been dropped
It is
recently.
damaged. The, The blow was severe, but softened by something.
'Cause I have my flowers could use a rainbow.
Lily, I know, not very original. Encouraging people to stop and smell the roses?
Oh.
Right.
maybe softened by
It must take patience and care to produce a bloom
the
so beautiful.
the step
I
of a
imagine so.
ladder.
I merely sell them.
Okay. And then I do see these are the same
Only a
spines.
spine? That's what I found in my dustbin.
It is.
Anything tickle your fancy, Mr. Holmes?
We'll observe her. Take her look at her. Got a couple of bad seeds here, you think? Morning brooch. Oh. Luxury fabric. Unusual for work attire. It's good to know. I would not have known that. Distant look. Always avoids eye contact or distracted. Wearing makeup for beauty or concealment. I don't like where this is going. Okay, maybe. Oh. She's mourning, but she has makeup. She's wearing new shoes. She's looking the best she can. Mrs. Fleming uses makeup to hide her tear-stained cheeks. Her dress is made of an expensive fabric that is not suitable for outside work. Her shoes show no trace of mud. She must have changed them when she arrived. While she tries to bury her grief by dressing extravagantly, she still wears a mourning brooch in memory of her late husband. Her gaze, always staring off into the distance, reveals her emotional detachment. Oh, there's more. Taken as a whole, one must conclude that Mrs. Fleming is still reeling from her tragic loss. Or is she ready to move on? Mrs. Fleming wears a mourning brooch in memory of her late husband. Her dress is made of an expensive fabric not suitable for work. Wait. That is the same. Almost. What's changing? Perhaps that she is waiting for someone. Mrs. Fleming cherishes the memory of her departed husband. She is trying to move on, as suggested by her makeup and nice outfit. Perhaps she is dressing to attract someone's attention, or simply because she has learned to love herself again. I'm gonna say she's ready to move on. I wonder if that changes the story,
Particularly lovely today. Is there a reason?
or she's
Does a
looking to
woman
someone
need
else.
A reason to look or feel beautiful?
No, but your distant look suggests you seek one man's gaze in particular.
Who told you that?
Nobody.
Oh.
Maybe a keen eye and some simple deduction.
Well, I'll kindly ask you to keep your keen eye to yourself, Mr. Holmes.
Ooh, we could provide evidence.
I don't know anything about this, sorry.
One of these things is not like the other.
Oh.
Come again?
The cactus. Those fearsome spines can prove a devil to remove, and the sap is often toxic.
And a rose thorn can give you tetanus, but we still grow them. The cactus seems comparatively harmless. Though you have
I didn't know you can get tetanus from a rose thorn.
I was under the impression that you knew its price already.
Your guess is as good as mine. The first time I saw this cactus was when I came back from my break. Are you sure you're asking the right person? I'm just a flower seller.
What do you make of the flowers in Barnes' shop window?
Well, they
Yeah.
could use a bit of water.
Do they mean anything to you?
Mean anything how? I'm not sure I follow, Mr. Holmes.
Why do you think they're there?
Are you suggesting the flowers are for me?
It seems likely, does it not?
Oh. I hope
Oh.
you're right.
Interesting. She likes the guy across the street, across Barnes.
I don't know anything about this, sorry.
I'm just gonna check them all. Why
Are
not?
you sure you're asking the right person? I'm just a flower seller.
I'm sure she might have something to
Yes,
say about
no,
this.
Not really. Well, in a way.
What on earth does that mean?
Yeah,
I
what
know
the,
who he
what are
is,
you
of
talking
course.
about?
But we haven't shared much more than a look.
A look?
Yes.
Oh, the way she said
Each
look.
morning I go for a walk in the park with my dog, and most days I spot Mr. Barnes there with his new puppy. So we see each other. Actually, we once met briefly while our dogs played. He was quiet and seemed unsteady as he approached. But since then, we've never spoken.
Is
I often
is
see
he
him
doing?
staring through the shop window. Sometimes I wonder what he thinks about that would etch such longing onto his face.
Oh, I know what he's thinking about, girl. I know exactly what he's thinking about. Okay. You want to get in them pantaloons?
I should have worn something warmer.
Okay. Is there more?
People don't tend to come out for flowers when it rains. Perhaps I should try selling door to door.
Is it because we're taller than him? I think he's taller than him. But yeah, is he trying to do the tried and true
Now, who's a good boy?
of... Well, she has a dog. If I have a dog, it'd give us a reason to talk. Yeah, we can't go back to this door. You know, there's a lot of commotion.
Are you able to help me?
I can't tell you because I don't know.
Okay, good. Good to know. Thank you. You taking a
May I
leak?
ask you something?
It's a shame I can't answer your question.
This seems like the back of Barnes' store. Okay. Can't go that way.
Could you help me?
I wish I could help, but I know nothing.
Okay. None of them would know anything. What
Didn't you once tell me that answers usually lie in plain sight?
they do?
May I ask you something?
Sorry, sir, I can't help you.
Sure, thanks. Who are you? What are you doing
able
here?
to help me?
What's up? What are you about?
Sir, I've never heard of it.
Okay, good. Oh, you're an actual person. I thought he was a statue when I first came here. Okay. Oh, Mind Palace. Yeah. Yeah, I assumed that by now. Barnes displays a bouquet of dead flowers to attract the attention of Mrs. Fleming, a florist. He may hope she will come into his shop and give him wandering advice, or it could simply be a symbol of desperation. Barnes anonymously gifted her a cactus, which he ordered from the catalog on his counter. A questionable choice, but for Barnes a symbol of his eternal love, since the catalog presents these cacti as immortal. Apparently, this is the same cactus he dropped on the Strand outside 221 Baker Street. Now to hear the full story. That was pretty easy.
I think perhaps I have been chasing shadows.
You
Do
have
not
been.
despair, Mr. Holmes. Even the best of us make mistakes. We better tell Mr. Barnes what we've learned.
Barnes!
Barnes, I know what you did, and I know why you did it.
I'm sorry, Mr. Holmes. I can't hear you very well from behind the door.
I'm not gonna lie. When I first read like Sherlock Holmes and like the stories and knew about him and how he observed things, I wanted to be a Sherlock Holmes myself. I actually wanted to be a detective.
Mrs. Fleming as a gift. You place flowers in the window to get her attention and wear high heels to appear taller and more desirable. You are her secret admirer. I couldn't read this morning's edition of The Strand because it was covered in soil and spines. I know you dropped a cactus on it and then fled.
Barnes, it's Dr. Watson. Rest assured we are not interested in disclosing your personal affairs to anyone, including Mrs. Fleming. Please come out.
All right then.
Imagine. Well,
So, you know what happened then? I was on my way back from the post office, having picked up the cactus and some books. It was quite an awkward package, heavy too, and when I got to your door, I dropped the cactus in your paper. Forgive me.
I needed that paper to prove a theory and prevent a crime. Your actions were rather disruptive. Your clumsiness carrying the post is matched only by the clumsiness of your romantic gesture.
Oh, it's
very true.
I am useless with this sort of thing. I'm not even sure if Mrs. Fleming noticed.
I think she did.
I have neither the experience nor the interest in navigating the finer sex and their peculiarities. Do what
They
you
are
will.
the finer sex, aren't they?
Right. Yes, of course.
So at last, we return to the matter of the paper. I'm investigating a string of burglaries. Did you perhaps read of any before the edition was spoiled?
I don't recall, but you're welcome to read our copy for yourself.
You had an issue of The Strand here all along?
That could have solved a lot.
I am a bookseller. I have a subscription to every magazine and newspaper in London.
So you
That
ought to be
sounds
familiar
costly
with
as
the
fuck.
concept of burying the lead.
Oh no, my apologies, Mr. Holmes. I'll make it up to you however I can. I am an expert on obscure languages and translation and
Yes, okay. Just give me the paper.
He'll be useful later, I guess. Yeah. Imagine just like walking by, dropping a plant, and then Sherlock Holmes walking by and being like, "You're in love with the florist." Huh? Wait, hold on. How? Saltpeter explosion rocks docks. Locals at the port of London had a rude awakening last night, with loud bangs and thick red smoke disturbing the peace. Merchant ship Moskva had docked at Pier N3 in the early morning, en route to Europe. When it was rocked by several concussive explosions, the Port Authority is yet to comment on the incident, and it is unknown if any crew members were on board at the time. Eyewitnesses report seeing saltpeter leaking into the river. But with the area still off limits to workers and the public, it may be some time before we have a full count of what transpired.
Come, Dr. Watson.
Interesting.
Let us put this matter behind us.
Farewell, Mr. Barnes. I hope to hear good news about you and Mrs. Fleming.
Yes. We should go tell her. Hey, go talk to that guy. He kind of live in love with you. That looks occulty.
Well, that was an utter waste of time.
An assassination did seem rather unlikely.
There was supposed to
It's
be
just
another
love.
burglary. I was certain of it. Something you wish to say, Doctor?
No. Well, only that you have a remarkable faculty for deduction and pattern recognition. And that perhaps, if ill-applied...
I see things that are not there.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is London. There will always be burglaries. Doesn't have to mean anything.
Paranoia.
Seems.
Something I'm quite familiar with.
Without something to occupy my mind, I turn into an entirely different animal.
Which brings us back to my news from earlier. I think I have a case for you, a real one.
Truly?
Indeed.
Oh.
Though perhaps not as thrilling as your stories from Cordona. A patient of mine, Captain Stenwick, told me that his servant disappeared. I said I
Really?
knew just the man to help. What do you say?
Oh, Watson.
Yes, I know it's not the most tantalizing mystery, nor the story to launch my writing career. But,
It's brilliant. Let's go.
oh, good. Well, his house is nearby. Come.
That's right. Watson is a avid writer. Oh. Same street. So just this way then, I guess. Oh, Stenwick Manor! Mansion. Manor? It's the Japanese flag. That's... It popped up when we saw that. Isn't that? Yeah, that's just Stenwick Manor. That's not the same street, is it? Yeah, Barnes. I guess. Okay, so that's Stenwick Manor. It's also kind of on our street. It's on all the streets at the same time.
Not much further now.
Good. Thanks, Watson. I had no idea.
Is this lousy attitude of yours because of my altercation with Inspector Lockhart? Did he put you up to this?
Sir, the inspector has nothing to do with it. I'm telling you the same thing I tell anyone seeking a missing person.
Good day, gentlemen.
And what's that, Constable?
Captain Stenwick, this is my colleague Sherlock Holmes, the consulting detective I told you about.
At last, a professional. This useless officer refuses to do anything about Kimmy here, my missing servant.
What kind of name is
Your
Kimmy
name
here?
again? I shall be certain to inform your superiors.
Sergeant Ruffles. And it's my superiors who made this decision, sir.
Does he have bridges?
Why has the police department decided not to help?
We investigate murders, thefts, fraud, arson, real crimes. A servant walking away from his master is not our highest priority. That said, if we find Kimahir breaking the law, we'll be sure to notify Captain.
Well, what if Kimmy is dead?
Have there been other disappearances lately?
Of course, here and there. But when life is tough and opportunity comes knocking, you can't blame those who answer. Now, I must be off. Best of luck in your search.
He just basically said people disappear. Who gives a shit?
The way that man spoke to me. I shall need your written testimony. Then we can lodge a complaint.
Captain, perhaps Mr. Holmes' time is better spent learning about your servant, so that he may begin his investigation.
Ah, yes. Quite right. Fire away.
Let's let's get a description, you know.
He's foreign. A Maori.
Maori,
Away from New
huh?
Zealand.
Interesting.
Biggest man you've ever seen, and as strong as two. Dark hair and fearsome tattoos. He doesn't speak a whit of English. Never bothered to learn. But I made do with pointing. I invested a lot of money in him, so he...
How does he know he's even hired? How did he get the job?
When did you last see your servant?
Kimmy here normally brings me the morning papers, but yesterday I had to get them myself. He must have escaped the night before yesterday.
Did you just take him?
May I see your
Escape.
servant's bedroom?
His shack is in the garden. You can't miss it.
Did you search the room?
Of course, but only to check he wasn't lying dead inside. Everything seemed normal at a glance.
I take it
Okay.
this is the first time
This-
Kimahir has vanished?
Undoubtedly. The man
I
seemed
could see why they
terrified
had
of
some
the
warnings in the
I
beginning.
think it was all the noise. He never left this estate. Should he cause any damage, I will bear the responsibility, for it was I who rescued him from savagery and brought him here to England in the first place.
Yes, rescued him from savagery.
Is there any reason Kimahir may have left?
Maybe because you abducted his
What he
ass.
could have wanted. Gainful employment, new clothes, and all the cabbage he could eat.
Cabbage.
Did Kimahir make off with anything of value?
Heavens, no. I would have mentioned it to Sergeant Ruffles.
Still, he must have fled with some money on his person.
No. I kept his wages in my safe. For security.
All right, Captain. I think I have enough to get started. We shall first take...
He was your slave.
Go ahead. I'll be here, mentally drafting my complaint. Why are you still here?
Huh. I mean, I get it. Time period and all. But he basically just kidnapped a dude and said, "You're my servant now. I like the way you look. You're strong. Come with me." Oh, that's missing a head. That's kind of weird. What is that?
Chewing tobacco. A shoe print, roughly size 11, with a worn-out sole. These are a workman's boots.
What is this? How come I can't investigate that? Knee print. Hiding.
Looks like a knee print. Someone knelt here. The amount of chewing tobacco suggests they were waiting a while.
Amazing, Mr. Holmes. To read the ground like an open book.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, that's an imagination node. Got it. Is that what Kimihia is supposed to look like? Concentration helps you pick up smaller details about the world. Okay, good. Wavy green circle, press Q. Good to know. Interesting. I don't think I have enough clues yet to do stuff in the mine palace. Why is this a facial imprint?
Impressive. The sack of grain retained the shape of an impact. Someone hit their head here.
Someone's head was slammed here. Anything else interesting? It says 2.
A scrap of Hessian.
The fuck is Hessian? That's broken.
These were sturdy boxes. It would have required a serious blow to break them.
Big fall. What is the other piece of evidence here? It doesn't look like, well, that's the only other thing I can see. Oh.
A small navy spyglass.
Okay. Where? Oh, he slept here. That doesn't. Interesting.
A Maori nose flute. Ngurus, they're called.
Okay, thank you.
Clothes made of Hessian. Is Stayman really so miserly?
He apparently is. Because he abducted a Maori guy and said, hey, you are now my...
Is this a Taniwha, a Maori water spirit? Or something else?
I don't know.
Either way, it's giving me chills.
Why was that giving you chills?
No air coming through it.
That's not a good thing. That means there's no ventilation for the fire. Ash.
The ashes are long since cold.
A penny. Or something. What is that? A broken rug?
Chemical odor. Lend me your nose, Doctor.
What?
Ah, I'll never forget that smell after my time in Afghanistan. That's an opioid, Mr. Holmes, a narcotic.
Oh, he's taking drugs. he was inhaling. Interesting. No, he had to be facing the other way. That's a face. Okay. Good to know. Can I infer more from this? No. Oh.
The rag reeks of smoke. Someone plugged the chimney.
I'm betting that means he had to run out at some point. Because that would smoke a person out. It'd go into the chimney. And then flood this place with smoke. Oh?
Who could have left these tracks? They seem fresh.
Interesting. We have clue vision.
This lock is quite unusual. It appears that the key should be bent to the right.
It's definitely not this card. Okay, are there more clues here? No. It's very eldritch, but this is a very normal crime or mystery.
In a tool shed, you think you know someone.
Yeah, this is your friend, man. How do you feel about that, Watson? It moves. A lot of broken stuff. Must have been miserable, to be honest. Okay. These are all new. Okay. Someone was there for a long time chewing tobacco. Okay. Maybe it is Mind Palace time. Where does Camilla's trail lead? None of that matters, but this doesn't help us. So is this strand. Interesting. Someone's waiting for him. It seems like someone's waiting for him at least. Did we get new clothes? What's going on here? I do like that. And I don't really want the hat. Okay. Look fresh. That has a note on it, so we can take a look at this. Oh, these are the... Got it. Okay.
This lock is quite unusual. It appears that the key should be bent to the right.
Maybe we can talk to Stenwick more. Or find a way around it to see what's on the other side of that gate. That could help. Let's do with the chewing tobacco first.
Has Kimahir ever indulged in tobacco?
No, the man doesn't even drink.
But he likes
I
opioids.
found chewing tobacco in the garden.
I controlled Kimahir's expenses since he struggled with the currency. I would have known if he used tobacco.
You mean you just buy shit for him? Or you decide what he buys with his money that you don't pay him and you keep in your safe?
Is this spyglass from...
I don't recognize it.
Could it be Kimahir's, perhaps?
I doubt it. I never saw him with it, nor could I suggest how he might have come by it.
The door to your garden has an interesting lock.
Yes, I have uncommon locks on every door of my mansion. It makes them harder to pick. Kimahir and I both had a set of keys.
I'll need to borrow them.
No, you'll need to do what I tell you to do. Examine the garden.
I did, and I'm asking you questions.
Where on earth are you going with this? I thought you were meant to be intelligent. Are you joking? Why would I know this? I thought you were meant to be intelligent.
Oh, you suck.
I came across a pile of Hessian clothes in the shack. Are they Kimahir?
Yes, I had to give him something to clothe himself. He seemed unfazed by his bare skin, but I found it distracting.
Oh, were you staring at his junk all the time? Is that why?
Do you happen to know Kimahir's shoe size?
I'm betting it's
Wouldn't
still
have the
11.
foggiest.
What?
Well, I'm sure it was enormous. Not that it matters. He spent his life barefoot. Despite my best efforts, he simply did not take to shoes.
Gee, I wonder why. Okay. I'm very much not liking this guy. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. Okay. Interesting. I'm just looking through the new notes. Right, I wanted to look around the premises to see if we can get to the other side where that gate holds, but I don't think we can currently. It must be down that way. I mean, he was... I feel like he was smoked out and then surprised at some point. No, we can't go that way either. Makes sense. Makes sense. Side garden entrance. I'll be back. You're a jackass. I think we should take a look around here some more. Oh. There was somebody else. that had a spy glass and was observing him. Maybe he wasn't the one. He wasn't the one that put the opioid in there. Oh, that makes sense. He fell, turned while he was trying to drag him out. He didn't make him come out. He put an opioid in with the ashes. It heats it up while he's eating his food. He passes out. Huh? Didn't do anything. Oh, that's the person putting the thing in there. Okay. And that person was trying to drag Kamiya out. Okay. He ended up putting him in a wheelbarrow or something to drag him outside. Anything new here? Okay. Well, wait. It says read. I don't know how this ties to Kamiya. I don't want help. So then that means... Where's the cloth? Let's spin this. It said that some evidence may not appear unless we have the right evidence pinned. Okay. Where else? What other evidence can I glean?
No air coming through it. Is this a taniwha, a Maori water spirit, or something else?
Okay, I need to sit down. I'll be sitting. Small adjustments, you know. It's... I like this just because I kind of like solving mysteries. It makes me curious. Maybe it's because there's a pin. Oh, the keys are missing. Wait, where's... Oh, okay, out there. But the lock... Okay. So that means All right, so that makes sense because that means I should be pinning things. What am I pinning though? I should actually know. Fresh parallel tracks. It's a different cart. We know that. But it's unlikely to... Yeah, okay. We realize this. Anything new? No. But I do see why I should be pinned. Oh no, this is still pinned. So there was a cart here. And it got knocked over.
Spot and then took it elsewhere. Can't see it anywhere in the garden.
Well, of course you can't. Because it's not here. No. Exactly. We deducted this. Holmes, you're slow. Okay.
Surveilling from afar, the intruder waited for a window of opportunity. When Kimahir went to sleep, the man crept up to the shack and slipped narcotics down the chimney pipe, then blocked it with a cloth. Kimahir inhaled the sedative and fell into a deep sleep. The intruder tried to move him, but the man was heavier than expected. The intruder fell on the sack
because he's
dropped his
gigantic.
spyglass. In order to transport the servant, he had to use the cart. The final challenge was opening the garden door. Luckily for our intruder, Kimahir had the key in his shack.
Remarkable. It makes total sense.
Of course it does. So do I just tell him about that now? Oh. Interesting. Yeah, he chews tobacco. He has size 11 feet. He's got a spyglass. Oh. Is it this? No. We're missing a clue. Okay. I think that means we have to talk to somebody. That's why the speech bubble's there. I'm getting it. I'm understanding. I'm becoming a master of deduction and observation.
You'd best have found something by now, gentlemen.
Of course we have.
I fear that someone may have spied upon Kimahir. Likely the owner of the spyglass I found earlier.
And he decided he wanted his own gigantic Maori man.
An impressive amount of chewing tobacco on the ground.
And your point?
You said that you checked the shack earlier. Did you notice the cart tracks near it? Now, one ought to expect a servant to make regular use of such a thing. Indeed, I would have overlooked the detail were it not for the cart's absence. If, as you say, Kimahir never leaves your estate, then where did it go?
I expect answers from you, Mr. Holmes.
I'm getting there.
I found the residue of narcotics in Kimahir's brazier. There are several explanations, perhaps your servant's recreational interest, or an attempt at poisoning.
Cut to the chase, Mr. Holmes.
I won't keep you in suspense.
He's very into himself.
Kimahir was abducted by the owner of the spyglass. When your servant fell asleep,
We could have just said this in the beginning.
Into Kimahir's brazier to make him sleep even more soundly. In order to carry a man as large as Kimahir, the intruder stole the cart and rolled him right out of your garden.
Now, hold on. All this simply to tell me what I already know? Why haven't you found him yet?
I only arrived a moment ago. It is, frankly, incredible that I have already deduced so much.
Every second you dawdle here, waiting for me to stroke your ego, is another second wasted.
I don't like him
I'm not interested in the how,
because he's a
the
racist
why,
asshole.
or the who.
But
I am only interested in recovering my investment. Spare me the claptrap, boy, and go and fetch my servant.
he is right about Holmes trying to get his ego stroked.
Truly, there is no better evidence of a man's nature than the way he treats those who help him. And you, sir, are a brute. The cruelty of your ignorance about the Maori people, your selfish attitude to a man's kidnapping.
The point is, Captain, we're telling you this for a reason. The intruder fled through the garden door, and we need a key to follow his trail.
Well, then you should have led with that. Here you go. I hope you'll
I mean,
return
yeah,
soon with
but
good
also,
news.
you're a
And in the
jackass.
meantime, please teach your companion the art of brevity.
He does need to learn the art of brevity, but also you need to learn the art of being a decent human being. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna stick with this. And we're free. Boat. It's still there. But there's tracks.
Stenwick makes his servant live in a tool shed. You think you know someone.
Yeah. Here's the tracks. Well, here's where the track leads. Very precise on this
Sturdy
one.
rope, professionally tied in a Portuguese bowline. This knot is often used by sailors to create a bosun's chair.
I don't know what a bosun's chair is, but I know what a bowline is. Is this a wallet? Roy Salisbury.
Roy Soulsby.
Soulsby.
The name of our man.
Oh.
A strange substance. I have my suspicions based on the color and consistency.
It's
But would
jizz.
you care to hazard a guess, Doctor?
He jizzed on
Well,
it.
it's odorless, but from the way it absorbs water, I'd say.
Oh.
Then we're in agreement. Well done. Wheels picked up grass along the way. Kimahir's cart, I gather.
I like how that's the last thing I found. Okay. I guess that's the last clue there. Oh. Saltpeter. He's a sailor. I thought it had to do with the thing with the strand. The fact that there was an explosion. Okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot more sense. Nah, okay. It's the saltpeter, right? Because it has to do with the strand. Since there was the explosion at the docks, I'm also sinking. Because my chair sucks. I got a new chair. It's not going to be here till Thursday. We know that the Kimihia's kidnapper is most likely a sailor. That his wallet bears saltpeter residue, and that there was a recent saltpeter accident in the port of London. Everything suggests that to find Kimihia, we must head to the port of London. There is no time to lose. It is vital that we find a cab to the port of London immediately. But
The
why?
strand proved not so useless after all. The saltpeter accident. Doctor, do you recall?
The Port of London, of course. The footwear, the spyglass.
Indeed. We shall need to take a cab there.
Oh, that is a wallet. I was kind of joking. I just thought it was just a pouch. But I guess back then, that's all a wallet would need to be.
If you find my man, I have a marvelous whiskey with your name on it.
That's such a reward. Thank you, sir. I also just realized he only has one sleeve rolled up. I thought both were. However, this does seem like a good place to stop for the night. I will start earlier next time. This has been interesting. I like this game. I'm very curious when it starts getting to Eldritch horror and Cthulhu, because there's a lot of Cthulhu imagery and, I mean, the Awakened. So I'm curious how supernatural it gets. But with that, I want to thank you all for hanging out, watching tonight. If you want to find some other awesome streamers and content creators, links in the description. And remember, the world's chaos, so go out and be magnanimous. I'll see y'all next time. Later!